Someone is finally gaining some mental clarity on a situation between the two of you, and I feel that you have been getting that as well. There was a pause and stillness between the two of you. This was about their mind finally being clear on what actions to take, what to communicate, what decisions to have here. This is something that's taken a long time. It's been a pattern that's repeated with them. They could have been dragging their feet, or it felt like they were stringing you along. During that time, you walked away. You felt like they walked away, so you walked away. But really, they just wanted time out to think. But in doing so, they left you. They chose to do that. So you chose to do it in return. With the Knight of Wands, I feel that you both have this energy. That person, the one that caused this problem, is reckless. They like to do things on their own terms, and they may find you to be very unique and different too. They wonder if you're going to be flexible with them, or they wonder how the two of you can bend to meet in the middle, to be flexible on this. It feels like you both needed and wanted different things or had a difference in perspective on how things should go. I feel that you're actually a very flexible person, but they never gave you a chance to actually sort this out with them. There was stillness. Instead, they just retreated to go within. They're wondering if there's an opportunity now to break the stillness between the two of you. They get up in their head a lot. You've been prioritizing your inner peace. And this person does not have inner peace, but they want peace with you. They did not have the courage to do or say the right things. Instead, they kept going back and forth, and that created conflict, indecision, in limbo. They could have had one foot in, one foot out. It feels like this is true for their life in general, but also between you and them. And perhaps they were in transition between their current life and their past life, like closing the chapter on an ex or a breakup. Either way, they like to be back and forth, and that caused conflict, but now they appreciate you. They know they need more courage. It's like they know what they felt and wanted, but couldn't do it. You are their source of happiness and joy, and they wanted an alliance with you. They thought you guys were in agreement on something, as if you were their teammate and that you were going to let them get away with whatever they wanted to do. It feels like an arrangement or an understanding. So you both weren't on the same page on what this arrangement and understanding was. The in-between came out, same thing, back and forth in between. That's the problem, is maybe in the past you guys had a pattern of being back and forth in between, in limbo. This person's current life is in that energy. The dynamics between the two of you is in that energy. It's like that gray area of uncertainty, inconsistency that was the problem. Almost as if they were in between transitions in their life. They definitely didn't give you a title or label or commitment or, put things in a box. They like the gray area. That's what they wanted. Now the two of you are in this in-between stage of both walking away and moving on. Or at least that's how they feel that you've done. Crossroads energy because of boundaries. This person was at a crossroads because you implemented boundaries with them. You established that you know your worth and value, that you have self-respect and dignity, that you expect common courtesy, that you weren't going to be an option or a sideline backup person or gray area person. And so they didn't know what their other option was. They didn't know what to say and do. They got stuck because they wanted to honor and respect your boundaries, but they didn't want to give in. They wanted you to be the flexible one. They wanted you to bend. It feels like they wanted a situationship or wanted you to be the side chick or something weird here. Something very immature and beneath you. But at the same time, I feel like it's because this person was in transition. Like perhaps they had just broken up with somebody or they were in a gray area with somebody. There's just very limbo energy. And they second guess all of their decisions anyway. Three of Pentacles came out again. That's the alliance with the devil energy. The King of Pentacles is him. He wants to communicate. He wants a new beginning. He is triggered and afraid. Sometimes I think he even maybe has like an obsessive mind where even though he knows what he thinks and feels, he just cannot make a decision if his life, to save his own life, but he couldn't get out of his own way. Almost like he talks himself out of things and gets afraid is what it is. So I'm asking for additional clarity on this alliance. They want to get on the same page with you. They're wondering if you've truly moved on. Eight of Cups again. They're reflecting on the past, present, and future, wondering, is there still potential? Can this still progress? Is it too late? Because they know that they left you. They know that you left them. So they're wondering, have you truly moved on? The devil energy is their anxiety and fear. They're up at night. They can't sleep. They like their independence. They like to act calm, cool, collective, and stoic and strong on the exterior, but inside they're afraid. Inside they have too much anxiety. That's what sabotages everything for themselves. They have a negativity, a pessimism that needs to be healed. So I asked for additional clarity over here on the alliance yet again. And they're saying they are wishing for this alliance, and it feels mysterious and uncertain now. They feel like you rejected the alliance. They made you feel left out in the cold and thought that was okay, as if you were forgotten and unimportant and didn't matter. And now that you've done it back to them, they're like, wait, this isn't okay. I'm confused. Like watching each other's back, going, what's going on here? This doesn't feel safe and secure anymore for either of you. They wanted to hold on to this, and they realized that you have resentments and grudges against them potentially, or confusion. This person is coming through as extremely masculine. They care a lot about their career and money. They could be prideful. They're not the most warm and fuzzy person. They're in a victim mentality with dark thoughts. They always feel like they're the victim instead of realizing that they created this dynamic, that they're the ones that self-sabotage. Instead of seeing everything clearly, they sink into those moments of woe is me, very pessimistic, very negative, very dark, not a great thing. They don't seem to understand that the light at the end of the tunnel is clear and things can go right. Things can get better. That they're actually the ones standing in their own way. They're their own worst enemy. They like to blame everyone else for their problems and potentially even blamed you at times, thinking, well, if you would just say and do things differently, or if you didn't have boundaries, then it wouldn't have been this way, or what have you. That's the way that their mind works. And then when they think about the potential of what they can say and do or what you can have, they see all the worst case scenario options instead of the positive ones. That is really at the root of their problem, unhealed trauma that's causing them to be so negative, pessimistic, and second guess and doubt everything, letting their fear get in the way of living their best life and making the right decisions. But in this pause, in this stillness, they are gaining more clarity on it. So I do feel that there's some level of self-awareness that's starting to be developed here. I shuffled on the dark thoughts and it said, time spent worrying is time spent, and it's the time. This person wasted so much valuable time in their life worrying instead of living, instead of doing, instead of being. They wasted valuable time they could have had with you. They wasted valuable time before you. And this is not just you, it's in every aspect of their life, but especially with you. That's what caused this entire thing. It made you feel like they left you because instead of taking action or saying and doing something, they just worried and got in their own way. And then it caused all this. They want your forgiveness, and they're coming to a realization that they owe you an apology. And they're hoping that you'll forgive them. They're not sure that you can or will, but they're going to try to communicate this. This is what's been holding them back this entire time. They want to communicate an apology. They know that that's what's required at this point. They've got to take accountability for their own actions.